Okay, guys, bear with us. We got one more. It's been a great day. I got a notice last week of a reminder that we did something to honor some people back in 2019. In 90 days, we lost 5 industry professionals from the South Wireless Summit. And so we did a memorial video. So I thought this was kind of appropriate that we'd show the building blocks of these people that we built all of our careers around and with, to show this video before these young people come on and tell us how wonderful this wireless business is. So let's run this video and then we'll start with EWP.
Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you, and the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I'm out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere very near, just round the corner. All is well.
Brings back great memories. So EWP, these guys were here last year. They did a great job. I want to introduce the moderator, Watkins. She's been in the business 15 years. She's members of both EWP, WWF, and our new consolidated association, the Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas Wireless Association. I'll bring that on up.
I guess I didn't wear the right shoes for this. Excellent. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Today we're talking about something that will shape the future of telecom, growing talent. Before we start, I wanted to say I'm genuinely excited to be on the stage in a room filled with so much skill, experience, and talent. It's truly a privilege to be a part of this conversation with y'all. Also, a shout out to EWP bowling team yesterday for winning first and third. By a show of hands, who has ended up in wireless by accident? Exactly. That's why this conversation matters. I actually ended up in the industry by accident a few years ago. And like many of you, I relied on the guidance and mentorship of experienced professionals to find my footing. That support helped me shape my path, and today I'm proud to be a part of building a successful national title company focused on telecommunications, and I'm grateful to work with many of the companies represented here in this conference. Our industry is different from most. We're not building for the next quarter. We're building infrastructure that is meant to last 20, 30, and even 40 years and beyond. The decisions we make today will impact communities, connectivity, and growth for decades. And that means our responsibility goes far beyond the work itself. Because we're building systems that last generations, we also have to build the people that will carry the work forward. The future of this industry won't be defined only by what we construct, but defined by who we develop. The people we invest in today becomes the leaders of solving tomorrow's challenges, driving innovation, and guiding the industry long after we've left the room. So this is more than about talent pipeline. It's about a legacy. It's about creating real opportunities, strong mentorship, meaningful growth, so the next generation is not only prepared, but inspired to lead. With that in mind, I want to recognize and congratulate emerging wireless professionals in partnership with WIA for creating exactly that kind of opportunity for supporting 5 emerging professionals with the chance to attend ConnectX 2026. That kind of investment matters because opportunities like this do more than open doors. They shape careers, build confidence, and help define the next generation of leaders in our industry. I'd like to introduce the panel. Shawn Needham, Vice President of EMEGC Inc., Carolyn Moore, Associate of TPG Peppertree, Kelly Reidy, Senior Environmental Professional and Integrator for Lotis Environmental, and Brenton Atcheson, Senior Vice President of Corporate Development for Everest Infrastructure Partners. We'll start with you, Brenton. Oh, yes, sorry. I'm going to start with you, Brenton. How did you end up in wireless?
Yeah, like many of the hands that went up accidentally. My initial career was in investment banking, so I have a finance background. I focused tangentially on the communication infrastructure space in that sell-side role. Wanted to come back to my hometown of Pittsburgh, where some of the greatest tower companies have been founded, Crown and Everest, and very excited about that. Found the team, was very small at the time, and has had the opportunity to been nurtured in my career through Everest and had the opportunity to come to these conferences. We'll talk a little bit about how that shapes your career as a young professional, and have been really excited to participate in the industry thus far.
Excellent. Kelly, what about you? How did you end up in wireless?
Yeah, I was at a crossroads in my career path, and I had to make the decision if I was going to stay in environmental due diligence, more in the commercial realm, or try something totally different out of my comfort zone. And I saw a job posting online, and I thought, I guess I'll apply for that. I applied, I interviewed. My final interview was in a bar on Friday night, so you guys are nice and different. That should have been the first clue.
My first interview was at a bar too, so that must be a trend with the industry, I think.
We're not saying take advice from that. Don't do your interviews in a bar, but... And I took a leap of faith. I jumped into an industry that I knew nothing about. Also pretty sure we weren't going to be building cell phone towers in 5 years, so I'd be looking for a new job. And it changed my life. It was one of the best decisions I made in my professional career.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. What about you, Caroline?
Yeah, similarly, I more or less stumbled into it. I was a senior in college, and I was like, guess I better find a job. And I just went through, job postings on the university website, and I saw a posting for a private equity analyst in a small town in Ohio, and I said, what the heck is that? So I applied, and 8 years later, I'm still there. I love it.
Shawn?
Yeah, actually. Hello?
The young generation's great with technology.
Yeah, really, really strong with technology.
Later.
So I actually started off with a private equity group that focused on real estate and technology investments. Part of what they did, they started to start up some operations companies, particularly around technology and construction. Had the opportunity to lead a team doing that. Part of what I was doing, I building something as I went. So I leaned on a mentor who actually is the founder of EME. So when he found out I was open to new opportunities, he presented me an opportunity to come on board, learn underneath him, and enter the technology of the telecom field.
Awesome story. Let's start with you, seeing how you have the...
Perfect. The working
We
mind.
don't have to keep going back and forth. Why is developing the next generation critical right now?
I think it's critical because the industry is not going anywhere. We really need to focus on continuing to take the knowledge that is in this room and bringing it down to the emerging wireless professionals in our organizations and externally as well. There's a lot of what we learn is from others, not just from the day-to-day. So if we can help bridge that gap, I think it's a huge opportunity.
Thank you. Caroline?
From an investment perspective, I'm at a private equity firm, so from our perspective, when we're looking at underwriting, valuation, projections, all that is based on future growth. And we need the talent to support that future growth. If we don't have the people to help build that growth out, that's a problem.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason is this isn't an industry you just walk into and you know everything, right? There's so much information, so many acronyms. And if you're not going to give people experience, they're not going to have confidence to grow within that. So you can't just give written instructions without that experience piece to have people grow.
Brenton?
Yeah, I always point to on the tower panels at different conferences, they say what inning is wireless in, and typically some middle inning that is the answer. And well, if you think about the baseball analogy, you need players to play that whole game. And right now, there's a bit of a career gap in what you see the legacy, changing of the guard happening right now, and who's going to be that next leader. And so we're hoping through EWP we bring that talent up and call attention to it. So within your own companies, you're looking at the talent that you have, giving them those opportunities to grow and continue to perpetuate the industry for the long durations that we're building these networks out for.
I love that. What happens if we don't focus on that?
Yeah, I think it's who's going to dictate your future. If you're not building the next person up, then you don't know who that's going to, and you may not like the answer that you come up with. So I think it's really nurturing that growth of the talent that you can craft into how you think about the world is really helpful for your personal success and the success of the industry.
Kelly, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the loss of knowledge, right? So a lot of our industry is not written down. It's up here. So if we're not developing a program or sharing that information, you're going to cause delays down the road. Someone's going to have to relearn all of that stuff where it could have been a much shorter process if you were sharing it. And it's going to slow a lot of stuff down, and it's going to cause quality issues. And I think you'll see a big decrease over time. I wish there was a handbook for telecom.
Maybe you could write one.
Nope, you can tap it out.
That's the next thing. Caroline?
Yeah, similarly, if we don't have certainty regarding who is doing the next thing, if someone has to go back and relearn everything, if there are delays in things, again, I think that really impacts valuation. And for all these big tower companies, that's a really big deal. Towers are a great industry. So if we have risk related to the valuation, I think it could just be a big problem across the board.
Absolutely.
I think this one
Nope.
doesn't work.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to
This
give
is
up on
scripted,
that.
this part.
I think it's just different perspectives overall. Telecom is changing the world. It really is. And the importance of connectivity is only growing. Introduction of AI, Internet of Things, it's becoming a reality. And ultimately, the perspective of the younger generation is going to help us understand what this technology might end up solving and the connectivity needs that might need to be met. So if you're able to introduce those different perspectives early on, it can actually help you better position your company to succeed.
Yeah, I definitely agree. What unique skills, perspectives, or attributes do young professionals bring to organizations that directly benefit established leadership for the broader team? We'll start with you, Shawn.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to different perspectives, and we were speaking outside previously and talking about, there are different ideas and items that can be introduced, and they do view things from a different perspective, and it can actually change how you do. I know I'll hand it over, kind of give a use case study that we talked about outside.
Yeah, we were chatting a bit outside earlier, and it's the questioning and maybe even the challenging of what we see as standard assumptions. So we were chatting, and I mentioned that we had a new analyst. She had only been with the company for like 3 or 4 months. We were going through, okay, here's how you model what a tower looks like, all those pieces, and she goes, why do we model that the interest rate goes like this when we know that it's kind of flat or going down? We know we're renegotiating our debt terms right now. Didn't we just have a meeting on that? And I'm like, yeah, that's probably right. We probably shouldn't be doing that. So it's things like that. It's like, well, that's just always in the model. That's just what's in there. But they're asking questions because they're learning it, and that makes everyone else rethink what we see as just standard.
We love the challenge. What about you, Kelly?
She looked at my notes.
Oh.
It was my story. No.
mine.
They bring a different perspective, right? They're fresh. They have, they don't have any of that baggage we have, the way we've done things for 20 years, or this is the way we do it, which I think if they're willing to speak up, it pushes the team to just get better and better. Also, I feel like sometimes they can be more adaptable, and they are usually much better with technology. I'm realizing that I'm also aging out of understanding the technology. So I think with the younger generation, if you just have an open mind and try to see it through their eyes and patiently answer their questions, it can only lead to great things.
Brenton?
Yeah, I think it brings the why to the equation. Like, why are we doing this? Why is it this way? To what they've all said. You may not have thought of that for quite a while if you've been doing this the same way for 30 years. So it's just a different perspective in the room. A little bit of a fresh perspective. Maybe it's exciting and helps with some of the monotony of certain tasks. It's a good opportunity.
Absolutely. With all of that, what specific opportunities or programs are your companies or industry at large outside of EWP are implementing to actively promote and develop young professionals in the workplace? Brenton?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate within Everest, been empowered across the company for emerging professionals. I think 30 or 40% of our base has less than 15 years of experience within the company, so very young from an average experience age. And from all of the conferences, we try to bring more of the youth, more of the EWP members and participants to a conference, get that experience of seeing what everyone else is doing across the wireless ecosystem. It's not just what Everest is doing in acquisitions, it's our vendors, it's the finance partners, it's the whole ecosystem that they get experiences with. And I would encourage everyone in the room, if you didn't bring someone that qualifies that's kind of under 15 years of experience, not age, but experience, that you bring them to a show and get them that experience so they can continue to learn and adapt to the environment, have conversations with people they may never have a conversation with in their current role, but may in the future. As you all know, you switch roles quite often in this industry, and it's helped to have those connections.
Excellent. Kelly?
Yeah, so we're a smaller team, so we don't have a big program or a formal program. But we have built our business around a core that we want people to be open with us, speak up, and be honest and tell us what they want to do. So if someone comes to me and says, I saw this conference, I really want to go, this is why I think I should go, we're gonna let them go. Like, if they come to us and say, we think we're missing this service and I'd be really interested in adding it, we're gonna help them. We're gonna sit down and say, okay, let's plan this out. Is it feasible? Is it not feasible? And even if we've invested that time and we decide not to add it, it's a growth opportunity for them and also for us as like leaders.
Absolutely. Caroline?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point. I mean, one thing outside of EWP that I think TPG Peppertree has started to really do as we've grown, we've started to grow very, very quickly, and our junior investment team has started to also grow very quickly. And so it's just including new analysts in the conversation. When portfolio companies, tower companies come to visit us and they want to discuss things, I mean, they want to talk about football for the first 20 minutes, but then they do want to talk about towers after that. It's including the analysts in the meetings. It's letting them come to dinner. It's one more person. What's the difference letting them come to dinner? Let them just sit and listen and learn. I think that's something that we're working on.
Excellent. Shawn?
I think one thing is there's a lot of training opportunities out there too. It's about you going out and finding them. From the general contracting side of the business, there's a lot of OEM training, and we proactively are always looking to continue to learn and continue to stay on top of those and those certifications. But another opportunity that we have, and plugging EWP here, WIA actually offers a lot of training opportunities online. And being part of EWP, we actually have a promo code that will give discounted training to emerging professionals. So I think that's a quick opportunity that we have right now for everybody in this room to look into as well.
Awesome. Similarly to that, Brenton, what else is EIP doing or EWP doing to support?
Yeah, so in the past, through the fall, we did a bunch of one-on-one sessions that covered the ecosystem that I was mentioning, which were really helpful to, again, if you're siloed in that seat, not leaving your desk and want to know what else is going on in the wireless space, those are ways that you can get outreach that's relatively inexpensive. It was free this time. You didn't even have to be a member to join those sessions, and that's a really great experience. And then through partnership with the WIA, we're doing the ConnectX sponsorship. That is a huge experience, and you should take it all back to your teams and have at least least one person on your team leverage that opportunity to apply, because the ConnectX experience from being an EWP is like nothing that you can get certainly at a desk or on the road. It's very immersive and helps build your character within the space.
Absolutely. Kelly?
Yeah, I think what EWP does really well is access, getting the emerging professionals access. I mean, a lot of the growth happens where places you can be present, conferences, webinars, meeting people, and I think EWP gives that to people earlier than they find organically on their own when they're coming to these conferences for the first time. And the new EWP, our EWP ConnectX Scholarship, is a really big step in that way. We have the opportunity to give 5 people who are new into wireless and don't have the means or the time yet to go to the conference, to go to the biggest conference that we have all year, and helping them set up meetings or connections, or just talking to them about what we know. Like, any one of us could talk to them and change the trajectory of their career. And I think that is so cool that we are able to do that opportunity.
Absolutely. Caroline?
I think one thing that personally got me involved in EWP was the happy hours. But it's a more informal setting. You don't have to email one person and come up with a list of questions and sit there and kind of stare at them and look at them and try to figure out what you're going to do. You don't have to do all of that. You just, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm going to go talk to that person. It's much more calm, and I think it's a great way for emerging wireless professionals to get their foot in the door with conversations. It's a more calm and relaxed way to do it.
Excellent. Shawn, we're talking a lot about young professionals that have been in the industry for 15 years or less. What about those professionals that have been in the industry for longer than 15 years? How can they help?
There's a couple of ways. We're talking a lot about conferences, and the Tower panel did a great job kind of giving us a quick intro on there and highlighting how important happy hours are. But it's costly sometimes to go to these conferences, and it can be a burden financially to get them here. However, opening up opportunities like the scholarship can allow individuals to come. Also, we do encourage everybody here to invite your emerging wireless professionals to come. You learn the most from these conferences, from these conversations, from those happy hours that we've talked about a few times. And then also, lastly, one thing that we're looking to launch in 2026 is going to be a mentorship program as well. So we've actually I think we've had more offers to be mentors than we have people actually encouraging their emerging wireless professionals to join the organization. So that is a big call out on there. So be on the lookout for the mentorship program, but also best thing that we can do is have you encourage your emerging wireless professionals to join the organization first and foremost.
Excellent. This is your favorite part, the rapid fire questions. Caroline, I'm going to start with you. Best career advice you've ever received? Caroline? No?
Ask questions. We were joking about this earlier, but really, if you don't ask questions, you will not know the answer. No one expects people, like Kelly was saying earlier, there's so many acronyms, there's so many norms. When you're new in the industry, you aren't expected to know that. So ask people what it is. What is DAS? It's an acronym, you know what I mean? Like, ask people, ask the questions, and not only does it start a conversation, but it helps you learn more about the industry you're working in.
Excellent. Kelly, what about you? Best career advice?
Relationships over profit. I'm not saying that profits aren't important, but the relationships are going to get you to that long-term profit.
Brenton?
If you say you can, you can. If you say you can't, you can't. And that's true with everything. Get on the stage, do your first panel in front of a bunch of people, be nervous about it, go to the cocktail hour, introduce yourself to someone that you've never talked to. Take those chances. Everyone here is friendly and has been in the space for a long time, as we talked about, and I continue to build those relationships across generations and experience levels, and that's been really beneficial for myself.
Shawn?
Don't be afraid to fail. If you're going to fail early, often, and don't fail at the same thing twice. I think one thing that's really important for this group is encourage others to take chances and risk. And when somebody does have a failure, help them through that. And if you're able to do that, I think you're going to get the most out of your team.
Excellent. Kelly, next question. One thing you wish you knew earlier?
Oh, that you don't have to have everything figured out, but you do need to keep moving forward.
Excellent. Excellent advice. Caroline?
Ask more questions. No, I'm kidding. You don't need to know the answer all the time. You should just do your absolute best, and if you don't know, keep moving on.
Shawn?
How inviting telecom is and the people here. It's really a tight-knit group, and don't be afraid to start up that conversation.
Excellent. Brenton?
That's it. That we're all in this together, to your point. There are competitors, competing tower companies, competing services businesses, but we're all in this, and we all live and die by the CapEx of the carriers and what's going on with the technology. We need to be collaborative and taking a collaborative approach to how we're growing together and building the workforce.
Absolutely. Brenton, biggest mistake young professionals make?
I think it's being anxious and not willing to put yourself out there. Like, to my point I just said, is everyone's open and friendly across, whether you're a competitor or not, or you're in the ecosystem but not doing acquisitions, but you're in the services side. Everyone here is welcoming and is open to have a conversation, so don't be hesitant to do that.
Yeah, waiting too long to speak up or ask a question. As a vendor, environmental services, I have no idea what you guys are talking about half the time. Like, it's great, I love it, I love learning, but it's way over my head, and I did not ask a lot of questions in the beginning, so I'm learning a lot now. We actually have a newer employee who asked me something the other day, and I went like to a 15-minute rant about telecom. They're like, you know a lot. I was like, I know nothing about telecom. And I will also say, letting imposter syndrome like really take over. Like, if you're in this room, you're supposed to be in this room. Enjoy it, embrace it, go forward.
Caroline?
Just not taking a chance on something. I mean, at any point, someone could say, oh, there's a conference coming up, and you could say, yeah, I guess I could go, but I've got a meeting. I guess I have to move the meeting. I'll do it next time. Just do it. Just take the chance and do it.
Take that chance. Shawn?
Yeah, simply just put yourself out there, and then also make sure that you're open to conversations with others when they put themselves out there as well.
Excellent. Shawn, one word to describe telecom.
Tight-knit.
Maybe with a hyphen, right? Caroline?
I'm going to do 2 words.
Okay, 2 words then. We'll change it.
Hockey stick.
I'm doing
Hockey
one
stick.
word.
So can you explain that? Can you expand on that?
I think that's how the industry is moving. I mean, I think it's been growing and growing and growing, but I think in the future, we're looking to go like this. I think the growth is going to be exponential in this industry, which is yet another reason to encourage new professionals in this industry to get to know everybody.
Unexpected.
Excellent. Brenton?
Legacy. I think everyone in this room has, if you've been in the industry for a while, you've left a legacy, and you're going to leave a legacy with those long duration assets you're building, and now it's to build up the next generation to continue that legacy.
I'm going to ask one more question that we didn't ask outside. I
Great.
throw one in, sorry. Brenton, meetings, in person or virtual?
In person as much as possible. I also encourage my team to pick up the phone, make a phone call. Don't just be an empty face behind an email. Get on the phone, talk to someone. That's the best way to communicate, in my view.
In person, or if you're on Zoom, video on. Doesn't really matter what you look like, have that video on. I also do the phone call. If your email's more than 3 sentences, you pick up that phone first and you call.
Excellent. Caroline?
In person.
Okay.
Definitely in person. I know one thing we talked about outside. I currently decided I didn't have enough on my plate, so I decided to go back to school.
Okay.
And part of that I'm really finding a lot of insight from is other people in other industries and the AI impact on it. And the reality is, especially education, AI is changing that completely. But you're not going to be able to change those relationships. Those relationships are going to be what takes you from one level up to the next. And it's never going to be able to be replicated or replaced.
Absolutely. Before we close this session, I just wanted to open to see if there's any questions that any of y'all had for the Emerging Wireless Professional Panel. If I can see. No?
I have a question.
Oh,
because we
all
forgot to
right.
cover it. Sorry. When does the EWP Connect Us scholarship? How do you apply? Great question, Kelly. Yeah. It ends on Friday, so please tell you apply, have your coworkers apply. Anybody with industry experience, 7 years or less, have them apply. You can get the information off the Emerging Wireless Professionals LinkedIn page, our website. Come talk to us. Everybody.
Kelly, can you tell us a little bit more what the scholarship is and what it?
Oh, Yes, I can. So it is a VIP pass to ConnectX and also a stipend to help with travel, hotel, food. Also, you're going to get a lot of access to the board members. We'll help you set up meetings. We'll talk to you. You're also going to get to help run our booth in the exhibit center. So you're going to get a lot of experience. So it'll be great.
That sounds like an exciting time.
I know some people out there in the crowd. I see the UCLA crew over there. They've also offered to, have some meet and greets with those emerging wireless professional scholarship winners on there. So if you have any interest in getting involved with that from a mentor type aspect, please let us know.
Excellent. In closing, this industry needs the next generation, and building that future just isn't a goal, it's a shared responsibility. Because the next generation comes with fresh perspective, new ideas, and the energy that drives real industry growth. For those early in your careers, step in, ask questions, say yes to opportunities even when you're not ready. That's where real growth happens. And for those who have been in the industry for years, you know the path, you've walked it. Let's reach back and help guide that next wave forward. This is where mentorship and knowledge transfer matter most. Passing down not just what we know, but how we think, how we lead, and how we continue to move this industry forward. Make the introduction, open the door, help connect new professionals to organizations like Emerging Wireless Professionals, because access changes everything. And opportunities like this truly matter. Through EWP and WIA, 5 emerging leaders will have the chance to attend ConnectX 2026, gaining exposure, building relationships, and stepping into rooms that can shape their future. EWP is creating that bridge, connecting experience with ambition and turning potential into leadership. So let's be intentional. Let's invest in it. Let's commit to mentorship, to knowledge sharing, and growing this industry in the right way. And if you're ready to be a part of that, come talk to us after. We'd love to connect.